what it's asking you for right here, what it's asking you for this value, and it tells you this is the answer key, but what it's telling you to do right there is you're trying to find f of 5. That's the area under the curve from, oh, sorry, f of negative, not, sorry, excuse me, negative 8. F of negative 8. F of negative 8. In order to find the area under the curve, or for example, let's say we were talking about velocity, we're talking about like where the car is based on the velocity, you need an initial condition and you need to calculate an integral. You need the initial condition and to calculate the integral. Does it tell you the initial condition up top? Look in the upper right. What does it tell you? Is 0. So the area under the curve here from 0 to negative 8 is going to be f of 0 plus the integral of this function, f of x dx. Now, what did I not write in there? What did I not write in yet? Yeah, the limits of integration. They're called the limits of integration. This is where it's a little weird on this one. What do you think the limits of integration should be? The hint I'll give you is this. Let's say I gave you a velocity function. And I said, where is the car after 4 seconds? It would be the position function evaluated at 0 plus the integral from 0 to 4 of the velocity. This is where the car is after 4 seconds right there. That's where the car is after 4 seconds. We've done that a bunch yesterday, right? So what do you think the limits of integration are now for this one? If we're trying to do f of negative 8, what do you think the limits of integration are? Take a guess. Just guess. What do you think the limits of integration are? The numbers are already on the board for you. What do you think they should be? Ah, so you think it should be negative 8 to 0. What is our starting value, though? What is the initial condition? 0. So what do you actually need to make it?
0.
And you were hesitant to do that probably because why is it weird to see it that way? Left to right. Can you integrate from right to left? You can. And what do you think happens to the integral if you integrate in the opposite direction? What do you think happens? It just sign changes. This is what the rule is. The rule is the integral from a to b of some function is equal to the opposite of the integral from b to a of that same function. Oh, and that's of course going to happen like this. So this is integration right there. If I flip them, it's going to be f of 0 plus the integral from negative 8 to 0 of f of x dx. That's not a plus. What should it be? A minus. And are the areas already written in for you? Yeah, those are all triangles, so it's 1/2 base times height. First of all, what is f of 0? It tells us what f of 0 is. What is it? It is 0, and you're subtracting. What are you subtracting? 6 minus 3 plus 2. What is 6 minus 3 plus 2? So it's going to be equal to negative 5. That's where that negative 5 comes from, everybody. That's where that negative 5 comes from. That's where it comes from. Now the rest are just built off of that negative 5. So at this value, the integral is negative 5. We figure that out? If you move forward to negative 5 right here, how much did you just add to it? 6. You see the 6 right there? You just added 6. What is negative 5 plus 6? 1. Everybody with me so far? And then if you go all the way from here to there, it's down 3 up 2. What's negative 3 plus 2? Negative 1. So what's 1 from 1? 0. And then how much do you add getting to 2? 2. And then how much do you subtract going all the way to 8? You subtract 13 over 13.5, so you get to negative 11.5. So if you set up the integral expression, it's relatively straightforward. It's relatively straightforward. This is still pretty tricky. If you want to compute the integral from 0 to 4, lowercase f, we spend a whole lot of time finding the antiderivative. We're going in reverse now. There's no function given, right? But they give you a table of values. So if I just wanted to write this as an integral expression, this would equal capital F evaluated at 4 minus what? Yes. And on the chart, do we have those values? Yes. What is capital F of 4? What's capital F of 4? Negative 7. What's capital F of 0? So that's going to be negative what? 8. We can do something very similar to try to find b. What is the integral expression going to be? It's going to be the integral from what to what? 1 to 5 of f of x dx. But if we're doing the average value, what do we have to put out front? 1 over 5 minus 1. Use the table and calculate that for me right now. 1 over 4 times what? F of 5 minus f of 1. So you find those values, it's going to be 1/4 of, what is it, negative 14 minus 2? Is it minus 2?
Yeah.
So it's going to be negative what? Negative 4. Negative 16 divided by 4.